we see, what is that? Looks to be a Marshall. I think it's a Marshall, not a Phil. Coppard Plant Hire and Civil Engineers. So this is a Crowborough. So this was used in Crowborough way back when. So if we look down here, there's an old generator. Big naff-off thing like that. Better find out what it is. McLaren Mark 1 oil engine. Okay. Didn't know they. I wonder what they used them for. That is a pretty good display there. Right, so now I'm gonna. I haven't started those two engines up yet, so I'll have to take a look there later. But see if I can grab a. So if we go up here again, we see a hot air engine. So, oh, there's a weird diesel thing. Great Bush Railway going past. That's cool. Here's a hot air engine. If I don't film it today, I could probably film that at Hallingly. But if we look in here, we see a. What is that anyway? I've forgotten what this is. There's a really big stationary engine, so I don't know what brand that is. Yeah, they haven't got the thing on the side. If we go in here, we see another stationary engine. I don't know when he's going to start that up, but if he starts that up, I can video it. So I think that's a Ruston Hornsby. Yeah, that's a really good view of that. And over there's another Sentinel. There's the Jaeger. Never heard of it. One Rollesley. Yeah. All right. I'm going to go down and see if I can. I'm going to go down and watch this Sentinel and then get back to the stationary engines. So this is a Sentinel DG6. And some poor bloke's now got to assist him in reversing it. They're not the easiest to reverse because there's no. They probably didn't have reverse lights, and they probably didn't have. There's not much view out the windscreen, rear windscreen there. So this is where they would employ a banksman or banks person. Yeah, so they had a banks person to. No. No, he's given up trying to reverse. This is interesting. But right, let's get back to the. Right, let's get. Right, back to the stationary engines. Couple more There's a Petar. There's another, don't know what that is. There's a couple of, there's a motorhome. Some garden equipment, and all of them seem to be powered by Villiers 2-stroke engines. They're pretty much the top people for 2-stroke engines back in 50s. We have a look up here. There seems to be an old caravan. Actually, what is that? Yeah, pretty Spartan interior, but useful to have around. They didn't do luxuries back then. And there's another organ. Oh dear. If we go along here, we see a there's a double decker with the top took off, so that's one of those touring jobs. And Brighton and Hove district, so this is a precursor to Brighton and Hove sort of district. Yeah. Oh, Brighton and Hove district. They're now in blue, and it's a Bristol. That's a Bristol of some kind. If we move around, there's a stationary engine that obviously hasn't run in some time. Looks a bit rusty, and it's called a Donkin. And we see a, and then we see a Ruston. I don't know, is that diesel? I'll have a look in a minute. It's probably petrol. As you see, there's people working on it. They're yeah, so that does look like a diesel. I'll better leave them to it. They're not having a good day. Never record a person on a bad day. Leaves them in bad light. There's another organ of some kind. And there's a caravan that's pulled behind a steam engine with a sign saying Royston Vasey. Nice. Right, if we move along, we see a Leyland, looks like a crane type rig for the military. There's a steam engine again. I want to get on that. This year I want to take a train somewhere. Just video it. So there's a Leyland, one of these cranes, so they're probably, if a military truck breaks down, that's who you call. There's another one of these cranes. Oh, AEC Matador, which has got a crane on the back. Yeah, it's another one of these crane rigs. Yeah, that's an AEC Matador. I can tell by the incredibly flat front, and the that triangular thing on the radiator is where the AEC symbol would have gone. There's a, don't know what that is, so I'm going to go and find out. But it looks like another one of these sort of rigs for military use. Another crane rig. But yeah, need to have a bit of a size on this if you're going to get a military truck and like take it to the garage to sort out. But if we see next door, it says it's a Bedford, but it's actually called, it's a Green Goddess. This had a slightly, I don't know, yeah, so this is a Green Goddess from like the 1950s. This had a slightly dark purpose, as they were going to use these, well, we had the Cold War and there was a threat of nuclear strikes, And basically what happens, these would have been used not long after the during and not long after the conflict. Don't think it'd be for putting out fires though, because I think everything would have gone to pot then. But I was told that these could have been rigged up in a tandem, go to a non-radioactive source of water and be able to pump it from there to wherever it was needed. I think I might ask more about this. This is quite... There's a slightly morbid reason for this. I'm gonna go find out. Right there, I'm just trying to remember the purpose of this.
How are we actually going, are you?
We're going in a bit. We're just heading off temporarily.
That's all right, I can watch it. We're actually going places. Oh, right.
We are, yes. Not very far. About 100 yards.
Yeah, so this is a green goddess. In fact, the army had these up until, I think they had these beyond 2000. I think it's 2002 was the last firefighter strike. They had these, but then the army started acquiring modern firefighting equipment in case the firefighters went on strike again. So that's why they were that's how they were, what they were used for. But they were, let's have a listen to this. Yeah, so they wouldn't have had enough of these to put fires out after a nuclear conflict, so I think they're just there to pump water to wherever it's needed from non-radioactive sources, because this is a known fact. Radiation does not go as a blanket, it actually goes in bits. So one bit could be normal, another bit could be seriously dangerous. So if we go down here, I'm gonna, before this kicks off, I'm gonna have a little look. Teacups. Teacup ride. There's some other sort of ride, swingy things. That's where I might give that a go later. Really, I want to go have a look at the. There's another. I don't know what that is really. Might be a. Really, I want to go have a look at the, because there's a AEC Matador. It looks to have a generator set on the back. Wait a minute, that could be a Gardner diesel engine on the back. Don't know. Yeah, it could be a, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah. It is a Gardner. I'm trying to raise this up, but I do have a child. Yeah, that is a Gardner diesel engine there. There's another. So if we go down here, we see what lorry this is, because I don't know what it is. So this looks like a. Oh, what is it? I'm going to have a quick look. That's a Thornycroft. Yeah, so that's a Thornycroft. Just says T on it. Just nice. Right, so if we and I spotted down here another AEC Matador. I think the AEC Matadors were made during the war and not long after for the army, and then when we sort of didn't need them anymore because like we won, don't forget we actually won, won the war, didn't win the peace, they flogged a load of these off to civilian use, and because they were so good at what they were doing, you could use them for haulage and all sorts. So if we go around here, bench, another one of the rides, don't know what it is. I have, wait a minute. Couple of places I want to visit. Right, there's a
It's not even open though.
oh, right, there's a Disney Kingdom, but it's not really that interesting. Right, there's Gourmet Grill. Great, might go there later. Yeah, so that's Green Goddess in the act of putting water over to a Sentinel steam engine. That's essentially what a Green Goddess should have been doing, not covering for striking firefighters. Oh, don't want to take in another poster, do we? Someone else's show. Right, I'm gonna film these tractors, then I'm gonna I don't know, yeah, I'm gonna shut down a minute so I can get to the next bit. So if we just go around here, this looks like a Ford of some kind. So Super Major, so there's a Fordson Super Major, Massey Ferguson 35 next to it. If we look in here, we see a Ferguson. Is that a TE20 or TEF20? Looks more like a TEF20, I think. I learned about that last week. Next to a Fordson Major. Actually, before I look ignorant, let's have a look at it again and ask. Alright. Is that a T? Is it a T or TEF?
Continental.
Continental.
American engine.
Oh, okay.
Built from 46 to 48.
Yeah, because I've seen a TE20 and I've seen a TEF20, which is slightly later. Then they started making a 35, and that's when Massey took over.
This is the first. Before they put the fan on it, they put this on American.
Ah, right.
Pretty rare, but
The only reason I know it's a Ferguson, if I didn't even look at the badge, is because it's Battleship Grey. There's a lot of them seem to be Battleship, unless they were like, I think if it was a council using it, they'd have their own paint code, I suppose. Depends. So this is actually a Continental, so it's an American engine in there.
1947.
1947.
It was sold by a local firm at Upfield to Sussex Tractors. It was the first tractor they sold.
So this is the first tractor sold in by Sussex Tractors in Uckfield, 1947. All right.
My brother was one of the directors there, so I know he bought it in 1950.
1950.
We've had it ever since.
All right. Because don't think I've ever seen a Continental before.
Few about.
Yeah, because I only found out there was a difference between a TE20 and a TEF20 last week at Loughton, because I saw both.
TEA's petrol, TED's petrol power.
Yeah.
TEF's diesel.
Yeah, because I've always wondered, right, what year did tractors start having diesels fitted, and when did diesels become more common? 50s.
Before, when they E18 on it, so we have one around there. These put a back on they're
Yeah, because I heard of the standard Vanguard diesel and they'd used the tractor unit for it, but they never replaced it because it wasn't exactly a success. I don't think people were ready for diesels.
Never started with that. They put coy gas and everything on it.
Nah.
The Perkins P3 now on that.
Oh, right. Yeah, I've heard of Perkins.
Yeah, and then
I think them.
35 grand or more.
Yeah.
Oh no, the early 35.
Yeah, because I've heard of TVO. I'm never sure what it was, and they said it's paraffin.
Tractors 8 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You can't get it now. You just use 28-second heating fuel now with a bit of petrol.
Yeah.
This is petrol only.
Petrol only. But yeah.
Yeah, that's alright.
I think the one next to you. Ah, wait a minute. I've just spotted a symbol saying Perkins diesel.
Yeah, that's got a lorry engine in there.
Yeah, because I've heard of Perkins.
Yeah. They put them in there. I don't know who converted them, but Ford, I think Perkins put them in there.
Yeah, so this is a Perkins. Diesel.
You have an L4 or a 6 Perkins P6. That's a P6.
Yeah,
L4
P6.
the 4-cylinder one. Which they can put in the standard filters as well.
Yeah, because I've always, because every tractor now is diesel or even turbo diesel. Although, why would you put? I think they don't put turbochargers on diesels on tractors to go fast. I think it's tuned for their torque.
Power. More power. They don't go, well, they do go faster, but they get more power. So
So not,
engine and turbocharger, you get a lot more horsepower out of it.
so probably not for speed, but for like the torque figures.
You don't want the speed when you're pedaling and that, really, do you?
Well, one person did, and he bodged it right up. He'd have never won a playing match. I think you know who I mean. Motoring journalist that got a farm.
Quite a few come up here, put 6-cylinder engines in the old Ford D's.
Yeah,
They work for what they could get out.
because I've seen tractors with V8s in. Saw a couple last week, diesel V8s.
Tractor pulling and all that.
Oh, you're not into that then? Because I'm thinking of going back to Loughton next year just to watch that. Well, I'm going to go around all the events.
No, I'm not watching it, but I don't want to be.
No, I think it's like drag racing really. You have to really be in it.
It's like this, when I've done this, I've been $6,500 for the bits from America. With the engine wheel on it. I've only kept a good sentimental value. It's been the family since 1950.
Yeah, so, I don't know, I like watching it. I probably couldn't take part in it, but I did try to persuade a friend of mine from down the road to restore one of his tractors to go to it.
Yeah, you want it, it's costing some money now, but they've got bloody aeroplane engines and what things in it.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, so I'm going to try and do Loughton all 3 days just to get some results. Because I'm the sort of person that's been to Santipod and just thought, I want to go again.
Yeah.
But
You
instead
can
of.
afford to do it, and it's your hobby, do it.
Nah.
When you live by-
Don't race it. It's just get this out and just video stuff and just see if anyone makes history.
That's what this is very much, yeah. We'll keep doing something anyway.
Yeah,
I'm getting too old now, but I mean,
because I think down the road from me there's still quite a few tractors from way back when
yeah.
still in everyday use.
Where do you live then?
Near Rye,
Oh, yeah.
out in the woodlands of Peasmarsh.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Peasmarsh. I know that.
yeah, because I know someone that's got a Fordson Dexter.
Yeah.
I think there used to be a Massey Ferguson 135. Apparently they were quite common. Not common in a bad way, just everybody liked buying them.
Yeah.
Because it's either that or the Fordson Major between the two. No, the 135 was more against Fordson Dexter, wasn't it? I don't know
Yeah,
which
both things.
mark it was. Well, I have driven a Massey Ferguson before,
Yeah.
but it's very disconcerting not to have front brakes. Because because I'm so used to front brakes doing all the job. It seems they might have got a stationary engine running, so I'm going to pop across. Yeah, I'm going to go and find out more. But nice talking to you, by the way, sir. Right, so now we're going to go back up towards one of the stationary engines. I think my steps count's going to be pretty good today. I will go down to the next field, and I think some of these things are... Right, I'm going to go this bit. I'm going to go around the other sides. Let's go more to the meat. Let's go to the meat of the action here. So what is this, by the way?
What is it?
Well, I know just what brand, what
It's
type.
Ruston Hornsby.
Ruston Hornsby.
Pumping engines.
Pumping. Okay, so because I know that they used to use steam engines for various water pump places.
Yeah. This would have replaced those, I suppose.
Yeah, because I think down at the Breed Waterworks where I've been before, they got a Tangy, a 1904 Tangy, and they also got a Worthington Simpson from 1940.
Really?
It's also the place with a nuclear bunker in that made me feel a bit... Well, it felt like the apocalypse. It was, well, actually the nuclear bunker gave me the feeling of the apocalypse mixed with this is what my old school looked like because of the doors. The only doors I know that are wooden and the glass has got metal strands in it so you can't punch your way out of class. Yeah. Bit like what my old school used to look like before they knocked the old lot down and replaced it with another school with the same name. I know, I cruised past it this morning. But looking at that, you see where the camshaft is. You can see how the rocker arms and all that. So it must be one of these hit and miss type things, because is it firing on all the time or just one in?
Really, but we run it hit and miss because otherwise it gets too hot.
So it can have a spark every...
It does actually.
Is it 4?
It's 4 stroke, yeah.
4. So that'd be a spark every 2 revolutions.
That's it. We'll see what happens. Well, yesterday I counted it and did 20. Oh, really? Yeah. I couldn't count it. What's going on? What's slow? I will slow down. I'm going to keep more. Yeah, I've given it a wrap.
So looking at that, there's a magneto. So it's giving it a little tickle, build up a charge. There we go. And the other bit on the camshaft, I don't know what that's about, but that's how it's powering the fuel system. Obviously No, that's the oil system, sorry, so that's an oil pump.
Going there, it'll be alright. Yeah, we have had it. Wet and flood.
Yeah, might need to tighten up actually, but
I presume it compresses it. It goes back to the when it's in.
right, so we just get another, make our way back out again.